With the release of Twilight Masquerade, there are some EX cards in this set coming out that we are more than aware of. However, let's not forget, there are some spicy little cards in this set, and one of those we're going to be looking at today, and that's the Iron Thorns EX card with its tiny little Volt Cyclone attack. However, it does basically have Path the Peak as an ability. So let's jump into the deck and see how it performs online. So, the only Pokemon that we have in this deck is Iron Thorns EX. We've got 4 of those with its basically Path the Peak ability. Let's be honest. Initialization. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, Pokemon with a rule box in play, both yours and your opponents, have no abilities. The only thing to take away from this is it doesn't affect future Pokemon. So if you come up against Future Box, this probably isn't the best deck to be playing. The attack it has is Volt Cyclone, which does 140 damage. We are going to be using double turbos in this deck, but the fact that we're using future booster energy capsules sort of counters that. So we are going to be hitting for 140 a lot of the time. And what you have to do with this, which is a little bit, this is probably one of the difficult parts about this deck, is moving energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So the idea is we have a couple of Iron Thorns set up at any one time, and we're just moving those energies backwards and forwards. And we can free retreat because of that future booster energy capsule. So, the rest of the deck, as you can imagine, is supporters and item cards. We've got Canceling Cologne in here. We have 4 Crushing Hammers. We've got 2 Earthen Vessels. We've got 2 Lost Vacuums. 4 Pokégear, because as we can see, we've got quite a few supporters in here. We've got Prime Catcher, and probably, don't get me wrong, there probably are other A-specs that we can play in here, but Prime Catcher, we're just guaranteeing a switch and a gust effect. We've got the Techno Radar. We've got 2 of those, and that is our main draw for the Iron Thorns. We've got Calamitous Wasteland. Calamitous Wasteland is more to mess with the opponent. We have got the future booster energy capsule ourselves, so it doesn't affect us, and that is the point. We stick those on all of the Iron Thorns in play, and our opponent can't retreat, so we can boss up something with quite a big retreat cost, and it stays in the active. Supporters. We've got 4 Arvens, because we can get those future boosters and items at any point we want then. We've got 3 Boss. We've got 4 Eri. Again, this is sort of a bit of a control deck, so we are messing with the opponent, as well as trying to knock for damage, which is, personally, I prefer that type of control deck where we are fighting for prize cards, as well as trying to stop our opponent from doing what they want to do. We've got 4 Ionos and 4 Judges. Again, back to that previous point, we want to make sure that if they do get ahead in prize cards, we can mess with them a little bit. Judges there as well. That can make sure that if we're ahead, we don't get punished by the Iono. We've got 4 future booster energy capsules. We've got 1 Devo, and that's mostly for Zard matchups. In some cases, Dragapult is using rare candies. Not as much because of Dracloak's really fantastic ability. We've got Turbo Energize as well, which I'll be honest, I didn't use too much, so could probably be dropped for another Canceling Cologne possibly. And then we got 4 double turbos and 8 lightning energies. So let's jump in and see how it performs online. The question we have got is, are we actually going to get a game? Because 2 days 2 days I've been without TCG Live because I'm simply not in the right country, is basically what's gone on there. So yeah, we are going to go first. We're not going to get a user supporter, which is a bit of a disappointment in a stall deck, but it's not probably the worst choice of words. It's not really a stall deck because we are going to take prize cards as well, which is what I quite like about this. We are going to control the board state a little bit, but we are going to take prizes as well. Part of me wants to put this Iron Thorns in other decks, but I am just doing all cards. 4 Iron Thorns in here just to see how it works, just to show the big boy off. Okie dokie. There are 4 Iron Thorns in here, and that is the only basic Pokemon, the only Pokemon, as a matter of fact, that we've actually got in here. So we are going to see what top deck we get, because that might actually... Ooh, that's pretty. that will actually tell us what's going to happen because we attach and pass. Ugh. Feels dirty. And part of me wants to be able to use that Eri, but I don't think we're going to be able to next turn. I think it's going to have to be the Iono. A little bit frustrating. And we do really want another Iron Thorns EX in play because the good thing about this deck, if you've got 2 energy capsules, 2 Iron Thorns in play, and the right amount of energy, you can switch them backwards and forwards each turn to be able to just move that energy so that you've constantly got an attacker that can just hit for 1. It still hits for 140 because of that Ancient Booster energy capsule. So the double turbo doesn't do an awful lot to affect what it's hitting for. Basically, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have 2 Iron Thorns set up, and we're just going to jump between the 2, and that double turbo is going to do a lot of movement throughout the game. That double turbo is going to be shooting backwards and forwards. This concerns me more than anything else, because we are weak to it. And what does it do? Prevent all damage from attacks done by the Pokémon. Have an ability. Ooh. Ooh dear. That's going to cause us issues. We can hit. We have got a Canceling Cologne in the deck. Whether I need to up that count, potentially. This is actually the first time I've seen the 2. I think this is going to be an Ogerpon mask deck. It's quite nice. They're going to leave that in the active as well. I don't actually know what a lot of these cards do fully, so I am going to be looking at a lot of these to see what goes on. So I have been away for a while. I haven't stopped playing. I've just been away from the channel for a bit. So yeah, I've still been playing actual cardboard cards. I've been playing real Pokemon cards. We get the wrong energy there, but the issue we have here, if I attach and then we Iono. Gotta be. Need that double turbo. The double turbo and another Iron Thorns, ideally. There we go. We've got 1 part. Frustratingly, we can actually hit into it with that. This will not hit. They never do. Reverse psychology there on the a little bit of reverse psychology on the game there. Let's see what we're going to get. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. What have we got in hand? Yeah. And Canceling Cologne to make sure that that ability doesn't work. So we can actually hit into it for a nice chunky 140. Which is good because that is going to cause us some issues. That is going to cause us some issues. So get some damage thrown on that. And then hopefully, can't remember, worrying, how many Canceling Clones I've got in this deck. But I do think it's a one-off. Probably isn't the most sensible thing to do, but it does a thing. You do get a thing done. So we're going full rarity here as well. Somebody's got some coins. Not coins. I don't know what they're called, actually. Oh, that was pretty. That's what stopped my game from working, I'm assuming. Okay. That's fine. Attach next turn. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's a weird one. They're just hoping that we could just spread. They're going to set them up on the bench. Probably makes sense, to be honest. But it does get us to a point where we can finally use an Arven to get the Techno Radar and something we don't want, I think. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to do it the other way. So Techno Radar, and we're going to get rid of Eri. Because that lets us get 2 more Iron Thorns. Which we can put on the bench. Allows us to then set up with the switcheroo. We can't attach down here yet though, can we? And then we hit for 140. You can see how this deck works. It is just a bit of a switch. We're going to move... Oh, there we go. Okay. We're going to move the lightning energy down to this bad boy down here. Then we are set up next turn to attach down here and free retreat into the other one. If at some point we get another Canceling Cologne as well, I think Canceling Cologne boss to get rid of this cornerstone mask is probably the best thing to do, because we want to get rid of that. We don't want that running around. They do bring the Luminion, which is going to search for something with Forest Sealstone. I did wonder why they'd bench that, because obviously the initialization, it doesn't affect future Pokemon, so that is going to be the problematic matchup we're going to get. As long as Pokemon is the active spot, Pokemon with a rule box in play, both of yours have no abilities. So it's basically Path on a Pokemon, which is quite cool. It's actually not Path on a Pokemon, is it? Yeah, that's okay. Unless you got Lost Vacuum, he's still not really causing us issues. They use their V-Star. What did they go for the V-Star for? Free retreat. Okay. Okay. So we are just going to spread loads of damage across the board here, which is, not going to lie, a little bit frustrating. Arven, what are we going to go for? I don't know what we're Arvening for. Do we be annoying? I feel like that is one of the options. The other option is to be sensible and actually get them set up. We need that on the third Iron Thorns. That would cause us an issue if we end up getting locked out. Earthen Vessel, get rid of one of those and get 2 lightning energies. So we're set up now to slap those around the place. We're not going to, though, because what do we do? It doesn't really matter what we do, does it? Because we've got the energies in hand. We'd have issues if... Double check. Yes. If we got Iono and we couldn't get those energies back. The high support accounting, it's one of those decks. I think it's strange. I'm not gonna lie. It did win something. This exact build did win something in Japan, and it is a strange deck. One of those. I don't think we're going to see an awful lot of it. We're going to see this Iron Thorns definitely in stuff, I think. I do feel we're going to see that Iron Thorns in lots of stuff. But the other thing we're missing here, I feel, is something to move these energies around. Potentially, with the double turbos, we could throw Radiant Alakazam in here. Potentially. And that would then let us move the damage around a little bit.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Well, ditto. Okay. Turbo Energize. We don't need to. We're going to attach there. And then we're going to 280 for the knockout because Luminion is weak to electric. And then we're going to move that down here, so that's ready to attack next turn. And we're getting a little bit of a roll going on here. It's like a snowball effect. As soon as you get those set up, as soon as you've got the future booster energy capsules. Booster? What's a booster? As soon as you've got the future booster energy capsules all over. And they do concede. Again, one of those decks a little bit that is going to cause a lot of frustration, I feel. I've still got PTSD, I think. I've got PTSD from sitting here and waiting for that coin to actually start the game for the last 2 days. But I'm not moaning at all, not in the slightest. I only send one support request just to prove a point more than anything else. I knew it was an ongoing issue. 3 mulligans. You having a laugh? You having a giraffe? just to have a moan. Did support request, and I got the email back that I'm sure everyone else had saying we are looking into the issue, and there's not much more we can do at the moment. Ooh. Somebody likes the pre-release decks, don't they? Is this going to be a thing? Is it actually going to work? I'm wondering now. Let's attach a forest sailstone to a manaphy. Ooh, I've got a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling that Monkey Dory isn't here. We'll soon see. We'll soon see. Right, okay, so bang. I feel like we need to attach that first, frustratingly. And then we judge them. Put all those cards back, mate. Ah, perfect. So we did do the right thing. Calamitous Wastelands is also good. It does stop them retreating next turn unless they have a switch. That's why you always attach. Always attach. I have no idea what I'm playing against. Not a clue. Which is slightly worrying. Because that has a poison attack. They could get the switch from the Arven. There is still... No, they don't. They just go for the Earthen Vessel. Okay, so I think we're playing some form of poison deck, which is always fun. Always fun. Isn't it? We love poison decks, don't we? Do we? No. Oh, especially when they do that. So we're also looking at spread damage here. Lovely. Lovely. Thankfully they haven't got the switch. So. Not going to have anything in hand, I don't think, but... Do we use an early Prime Catcher to get rid of the Radiant Alakazam? I don't think we do. There's no... I think we have to go for the Techno Radar just to get another couple set up. But this is annoying. Gotta be. Also means we have to get rid of the Eri because then we've got the electric energy set up for next turn. So we can move the double turbo from the Iron Thorns. I'm just going to leave the 2 on there at the moment because I don't want to get in a mess where they boss us and cause us issues that way. 280 to a Manaphy seems excessive. I haven't got much else of a choice. Move that down there. Oof. All that about. Where did the 20 damage come from? Am I missing something?
Huh?
Where did that 20 damage come from? I thought it had a... I'm wondering now. Let's attach a forest sailstone to a Manaphy. I swear to God that had a forest sailstone attached. Sure it did, because I questioned it, didn't I? I'm not making this up, I don't think. I don't think I've gone completely mental. I think we need to get rid of that, to be honest. I don't think there's much of a way of doing it. We lose next turn, don't we? The thing is, it has to be the following turn that happens. So we can do it. They are going to have to bench another. Is it Venipede? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I remembered Pokemon's names. I'll be honest, I couldn't even tell you. Ooh, unfair stamp to put me down to 2. Cheeky boy. And we've got a white piece of paper attached now. I just love this game. Yep, I saw that. I knew there was a Monkey Dory in there. I knew it. Knew it. Yeah, okay. Can just leave that in the active this turn. And do we Crushing Hammer or do we Eri? Feel like we can do both. Get rid of that. And then Crushing Hammer. Come on, flip heads. Or not. Or just don't. Whichever one. Don't mind. I don't... What are the risks? There aren't many risks, are there? Except the high support again. So we do lose... Oh my god. Famous last words. Okay. Volt Cyclone. Perfect. Slightly worried then there wasn't a... yeah, that there wasn't a future booster attached. Why am I still getting confused by that 20, where that 20 damage is coming from? I am still confused. It's this, isn't it? Okay. I don't know what's going on anymore. I do feel we need Penny in here. Because this is getting taken out next turn. I quite like this deck. It's a nice little deck. It's just out of range as well of this, which is nice. They're going to give me 4 cards. They're not. Okay. That would have been nice of them, wouldn't it? Oof. Right. This is where the problems occur now, isn't it? I feel like we've got to go for it. Oof. Big old oof. We can just hope. What'll be that? And just hope that they haven't got the darkness energy in hand. I want to take 2. Can I have 2 prize cards, please? Oh, we get an Iono. That could be useful. That could start us back up again. Can I get another Venipede set up? I feel like we need to mess with this a little bit because this is causing us issues. And they haven't got another snow run. Oh, thank you. Nice of you. Don't have to use my own. I can use another supporter next turn if I get one. Which I do. It's actually not a bad supporter either. We get 2 Pokégears as well. We need boss, don't we? We actually need double turbo as well. Now, what we need more than double turbo, actually, is a future booster energy capsule, isn't it? What? I don't even know what set this one. Oh, it's from Twilight Masquerade. Okay, I haven't actually pulled any of these. Ooh, tighting times. Not really, but it is. Okie dokie. Not the one we want. You're going to give me what I want this turn. I'm using the Judge anyway. That'll do it. Bring that in. Earthen Vessel. Yeah, I don't need the Lost Vacuum at the moment. This is a race at this point, I feel. This is a race. Volt Cyclone for 100. Just in case. Just in case. 2 more prizes. We can do this. I have got to take both of these out. I feel they can do quite easily. Getting rid of that Glalie helped. Getting rid of that Glalie helped. Freezing Shroud. During Pokemon checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability. So yeah, that did help a little bit. They are going back in for it. So Judge this turn will help the situation a little bit. They do get that, what's it called? Dastardly Jab. Ooh, this is going to be tight, this is. This is going to be tight. Thankfully, they don't take the knockout. They can be the Radiant Alakazam next turn, though, so... Do we... we're not taking knockout this turn, that's the only problem. We do need boss. We're doing 120. So we are going to boss in the Snow Runt. We don't want them to get to that Glalie. We just do not want that to happen in the slightest. So we take that out. We take the chance at the Glalie. Take the chance at the... Yeah, I forget this happens. Ugh. That is going to get taken out next turn. The other issue we have here is that potentially they take the knockout. The Radiant Alakazam is going to move damage counters from this to this. Should have benched that. Did I get this from prize cards? I forget. The card we wanted. Well, not really, because that's going this turn, isn't it? But the Radiant Alakazam, what? The Radiant Alakazam can't do anything. I'm an idiot. The Radiant Alakazam can't do anything. I'm an idiot. And potentially, I could have gone for the knockout on that earlier. I'm an idiot. What a stupid move that would have been. The Radiant Alakazam can't do anything. I'm an idiot.
Finally, inner peace.
I'm an idiot. The Radiant Alakazam can't do anything. And potentially, I could have gone for the knockout on that earlier. What a stupid move that would have been. Completely forgot. I've completely forgot what my own Pokemon does. There's no damage counters at the moment for them to move from their own Pokemon. So, potentially game, if we can get a good top deck, because at the moment they do concede. We could have attacked next turn, but we did need boss as well to win the game. So it can get a little bit squeaky bum time against some single prize decks, but we still had fun. So we are going first, which I think after a few games now is probably the best option with this deck. Yes, we're very supporter heavy, but I've said it before, just the ability to be able to attach first turn 90% of the time helps. However, we do get a mulligan, which doesn't necessarily mean that we are actually going to be able to attach next turn. The idea, what do we lose out on now? Oh, we got both energies. Oh, we get both this turn. That's not bad. You know what? I'm actually reasonably happy with that hand. Techno Radar again seems to be the only card that disappears and doesn't do what I want it to. It doesn't play the game. We're going to need Canceling Cologne. Okay. Can I just ask for cards now and it works? Yes. We put Calamitous Wasteland in play. And then we pass. And hopefully, assuming we don't get Iono or something horrible like that, we may be okay. I've got a horrible feeling. Horrible feeling that we're going to end up playing against Snorlax here. I've got 9 cards. Do attack. And that is possibly the easiest win we are ever going to get, because we can use Canceling Cologne and we can then hit the Mimikyu for 140. Okay. We didn't even get to see what we're going to play against. But I think that's the prime example of why you get at least 2 Pokemon set up. They had 9 cards in hand. I find it very surprising they didn't have another basic. Right. Are they going to go first or second? That is the question. Depends what they're playing in some cases. Some decks do actually like to go second. It's not always a quick option as to whether to go first or second, as it used to be. It used to be a very quick, yep, I'm going first, thank you very much. You won the coin flip, you were basically... You were first. But it's not that easy anymore. This is one of those decks, I think, sometimes that you do want to go first, just to get that energy attachment, which we sort of get here. And this isn't a terrible hand. Ooh, okie dokie. This is going to be a spread. If we can take this quite early on, I'd be well happy. Not going to lie. Get the mana fee. They're going to bench that. They got anything else? That stinks of bench pass to me. Now they get the Earthen Vessel. Okie dokie. And they get rid of the boss. 2 metal energy. Okay. And is that it? That is it. Right. So, what do we... Let's see what we can get from this. I think we get rid of the Eri, to be honest. Earthen Vessel, get rid of the Eri, and we get 2 lightning energies from that. Then we can attach one here. We can use the Techno Radar to get rid of the other lightning energy for the other 2 Iron Thorns. I think we just bench both of these. Get 3 on the bench, very, very nice. We can Calamitous Wasteland. And I do think the choice here is it though? Is it that simple? Arven. What do we get with Arven? We can guarantee future booster. Yeah. Do we go down the Turbo Energize? No, we need the future booster. We use Pokégear. We can get off the Pokégear. Boss. That's a bit of a meh. And pass. Don't know if that was the best option. I'm not gonna lie. Got a feeling that probably wasn't the best thing to do. Yeah. No, not the best thing at all. Especially when we've got this sitting on the bench doing Pokemon effects during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from an effect of attacks done to this Pokemon. They can't retreat it. But what we can do next turn is boss it up if we can get the double turbo. Or not. Or not. We get boss and double turbo. We get the boss. We don't get the double turbo though. It's a little bit frustrating. We can get rid of this. It does help us a little bit. We've got switch. Oh, they're hitting into us. Please hit tails. Please. Please. We are weak to this guy. Crushing hammer potentially would be nice. Come on, tails. Of course it's heads. Of course it's heads. So what does it say? Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from an effect done to this Pokemon. Okie dokie. Okay, that's problematic. Not too bad. Because... watch... now, ours will not hit... oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. They are going to have more of those, so... feel like... got to be Judge, because we need that double turbo to attack this turn. That's the only way we're getting it. We do get it. Not an ability, so we can't really use that. I think... do we just retreat? No, we don't just retreat. We don't just retreat. We leave it there. They're not going to get 3 attached, are they, this turn? Then another 40. Dodrio. Ugh. It's not a... once during your turn, you may put 1 damage counter on this Pokemon if you do draw a card. And then the Ballistic Beak attack. This attack does 30 more damage at each damage counter on this Pokemon. So we're now going in and out of these Pokemon. The bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Yep. Another one. Horrible. That one's ready to use Ballistic Beak as well. Ooh, that's pretty. Impact. Oh, that's cute. Okie dokie. 140. Not taking the knockout. Eri, no. Arven, possibly. I think Arven's the only option, isn't it, really? Yeah. And we're going in for... oh. And this is why you check your prize cards. Because I was going in... oh, that has properly messed things up, that has. Okie dokie. I suppose we get one of these set up then, don't we? Earthen Vessel, get rid of that. Or... well, I'll get rid of that, actually, won't we? Get rid of Canceling Cologne for 2 of those. We can attach return down here. Which is good. And then we just hit for the 140. Isn't great. It doesn't mean that this guy down here is set up for next turn. That is gorgeous artwork as well, isn't it? I don't actually think I've got that card from Paradox Rift. This attack does 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. Yeah, it's pretty. Nice card. Booming Draw, 10 to itself again. Again, it's situations like this. I said it a couple, I think it was one of the previous videos. One of the previous parts of this video. I'm just wondering what they're doing here. They're going in for another Dodrio, aren't they? That something to spread their damage would be slightly useful, like Radiant Alakazam. And that would work in this deck, because we have got the double turbos to be able to make sure that that can jump around. Damage pump. That is now doing enough to take a knockout, I believe. That's knocked itself out. That was a bit silly. But they have taken 2. So we are going to catch up with them because of that misplay last turn. Up goes that guy. Do we judge? Anything else we need from here? Feel like Techno Radar away the Eri. Then we can attach the future booster to this guy. That's okay. Future booster. And then we can judge. Actually, no, we want to Iono this turn because we get an extra card if we Iono. Okay, so Crushing Hammer. Flip heads, please. And don't get... Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. It was nice while it lasted, wasn't it? But we can take knockout. We are then going to move that double turbo over to this Iron Thorns. This is now doing... Oh, let's do some maths now. 3 times 8 and 60, 240. So it is doing enough to take the knockout. This one isn't, and they now don't have another way of putting damage on. They attach another one here. Research. Okay, this is a bit of an odd matchup. They are going to take knockout this turn. They're going to go for another Onyx. Yeah, I thought they would. Thought they might do. Ultra Ball for the other Dodrio. So they do take a knockout this turn. And they're quite close to taking a knockout next turn as well. And this is where being able to move those damage counters would work in this deck. But the only other Pokemon that I would put in here would be that Radiant Alakazam.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I sort of want to leave that Onyx because there is a massive potential that they end up doing the same thing that they've just done. Ballistic Beak for the knockout for 280. Beefy attack, that is. They're down to 2. They are hitting straight away now for the knockout every turn. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough rest of the game. Yeah, we've got to take that one out. They're sort of set up. That's the only problem for us now. We can Iono them down to 2 though. And we are ready for next turn, but don't think we're going to have this. Purely because the 2 prize cards, they are going to be able to take next turn with this Dodrio if they can find the energy. And that's the only thing that they're missing is that energy. Chances of them having it are quite high. Don't know how many decks... the fact that they've put that up makes me think they possibly haven't got the energy. Zoom and draw. Ready again. We can boss it in. Okie dokie. Ooh, even more interesting. Do we use... Oh, we can't use Devo. We've attached everything to everything. That's that there. And then we can boss in the Dodrio. And just take knockout on it. We're now level on prize cards, I think. That's that there. We are level on prize cards. We've still got to take 2 knockouts, which means we have got to do consecutive knockouts. Oh, it's double. This is tense, squeaky bum time. Okay. They've got the Steelix. They just need 1 energy, and it is only doing. They are going to knock their own Manaphy out if they do that, though. If they do that, we're down to 1 that we can take knockout next turn. They're not going to do the attack, are they? We're at risk of Iono. So we do 140 to that. We can take it, knock it. Yeah, I think it's the simple option isn't actually to use boss this turn. It's to retreat. I got slightly scared then. And use 140. Put the damage somewhere. And we need one of these to go over here. I think this is a good example of how this deck works. It's switching those energies around. It's quite a nice little mechanic. The thing is, I don't think there is any way they can hit for 210 this turn. Nice little deck. I do like the Dodrios. It's a deck I've never played. I've never messed around with that sort of spread, sort of self-damage type decks, to be honest. I do quite like it. Luxurious Capes, that's 2 prizes. Not entirely sure why they've done that, because that does mean we can take 2 prizes immediately next turn. It's a bit of a strange one. And that's, we then, I believe, win the game. Let me just double check. 140, we do win the game next turn. So all we need to do is hit for 140. Take the knockout on this guy with the Luxurious Cape. Move this down here, just in case. And that's 2 prizes for the Luxurious Cape. So it can sometimes beat single prize decks, which is quite nice. I quite like that. But coupled with Iron Hands, that would have been a spicy little game. So there is Iron Thorns EX. As you can see, it's quite fun to play. I did enjoy switching those energies around. Unfortunately, we didn't really see any major meta decks when we were trying to record this video. But, as you can guess, having that initialization and Bolt Cyclone, which does 140 damage, would be quite problematic to decks like Lugia and things like that, which are weak to lightning. It would probably fit in some of those decks as well. This doesn't necessarily mean that this has to be played as its main attacker. It'll probably fit in other decks like Miraidon and Iron Hands and other future boxes and stuff like that. But I just wanted to showcase the card itself. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do like this content, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, because I am back. I am going to start doing the videos and start grinding into Twilight Masquerade and make sure that we can get videos coming out on a consistent basis again, hopefully. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and as I said, if you like the video, drop a like. And until next time, thanks for watching, guys.